Hello everybody, this is Conglomerate 451. This is a cyberpunk dungeon crawler. So think of the old school grid-based, party-based dungeon crawlers, and it's kind of the gist. The missions, I believe, are all or mostly randomized. And we are going to go ahead and check one out real quick. The gist of the game is corporations are bad, and we are a private agency contracted by the government to sort of deal with their bad behavior. We are trying to basically take out the bosses of these four corporations by exploring these various areas and completing missions. And to that end, let's go ahead and start a mission here. There are a few different kinds, and I've got a couple different options here. So I can explore, which means finding the target items, and finding some various stuff will lead to success there, or I can kill all enemies in a given area. I'm going to go with this find the target items thing here. I just did a mission sort of like that, but I think this will give us a little chance to explore a lot of different parts of the game. So let's go ahead and begin. We've got our team here of 3 different classes. We'll talk about those during combat, I guess. And we have a couple different options of where we can start. We can either go directly to the mission itself, or we can start on the city streets, which will give us an opportunity to buy some certain things that may help us. And we also may get into a couple fights as well. You can see the game's got quite a striking visual style here. I guess it's more or less what one might expect from a cyberpunk-themed game. Now, we could avoid those guys down there. Apologies, I'm ramming into the walls. I just tweaked my controls a little bit, so I'm kind of used to what they were previously. But you can see here, we've got some thugs in the street, and we could go around. We could run right up to them, or if we get a little closer, we can engage them from range right here, which is a really interesting feature of the combat. So these guys will try to move up to us, and we could try to move up to them as well. But there's no need for that. So you can see here, it's this guy's turn. You can also see the initiative order up here as well. We're going to go ahead and mark one of these guys, because the combat's kind of interesting. There are some combos that you can do. So let's go ahead and we'll mark this guy. We missed. That's unfortunate. Instead, I was going to do a shot with her because she's got a death shot, which does bonus damage versus marked enemies. You can see down there. But instead, we'll try this blast ability and do some AoE damage, perhaps. Now, this guy has also got some AoE, but unfortunately, these guys are going to be out of range. You can see his range kind of near that first line there, 10 meters. These guys are, unfortunately, a little bit too far away. So if I try to shoot them, you can see they're 13, 12 meters away, etc. Not going to be able to do much. So we're just going to have him show off some combat hacking, which is an interesting feature of the game. We have a couple options here. We've got this, which will give him some defensive bonuses that we don't need to worry about. But we can also use this Beholder ability to just check out the stats of the enemies, should we so desire. And I don't expect this to mean anything to you as you're just glancing at it, but just to show off that hacking is a thing. So you can do different things with combat hacking, like debuff enemies, or apparently give yourselves some buffs. I've only done a couple missions, so I'm still learning quite a bit about the game myself. But hacking usually is going to cost you some battery power, so you need to kind of choose how to hack wisely. Alright, so these guys are moving up. I think I turned on fast combat, so the combat may be a little faster than it is by default. I guess we'll find out. Alright, let's try marking this guy. So there you go. He's got lowered defense, so we should be able to hit him a little bit more easily. And you can also see that we've got locational attacks that we can do too, which is kind of interesting. So I just used a hotkey to set up death shot here, since this guy is marked. And so if we go for like one arm, he'll get reduced crit chance potentially, or if we go for the other arm, he'll get reduced attack chance, which I assume is reduced chance to hit at all. One leg gives limited movement, the other one gives less initiative, and if we shoot him in the head, we've got some extra damage. So we'll go for headshot. And you can see also we have different hit chances with different limbs as well. And there we go. We got ourselves a hit. So he's currently on death's door, basically. If he takes any more damage, he will die. And he's about to take some damage because our soldier here has Conglomerate, which is a relatively short-range AoE attack. There you go. That guy's toast. Alright, so I think that guy tried to attack me, but he missed. I'm going to turn fast combat off because I think it'll be more interesting for this video. But for now, let's just see if we can finish things up. So this guy's got an attack as well that can irradiate enemies, which is kind of like a dot. But then my soldier also has an attack which can take advantage of irradiated enemies to do extra damage. So it's all works out. I'm gonna have her finish this guy off. Ooh, she missed. That's unfortunate. Let's see here. Why don't you... Actually, yeah, he's too far away still. So tell you what, just shoot this man. He has been destroyed. And what we're gonna do here is if we hold down the right mouse button, we should be able to move squad. And I don't know how far we can move. I'm not sure where it says. I think it might be hidden in the stats somewhere of the characters, but we're done moving. We just need to get a little bit closer. All right, let's mark this gentleman again. We do have a couple other abilities here. This is a buff that we can use that will remove a status effect, and this is a little heal that will also remove a status effect. But we'll just mark this guy again. She's also got this, which will give us more vision. I don't know what vision does, if I'm honest. But it also removes stun and mark from our characters, and that will affect the whole party. So there's that. Now this guy has an interesting ability called shield regeneration. So you can see the blue bar on the right there. Basically, generally your damage is going to get taken out of your shields first. And then once you run out of shields, it starts getting taken out of your health, which obviously isn't ideal. And there we go, we finished that guy off. Alright, so we've got a couple things on the ground here. Alright, I just picked something up, and I thought the game actually crashed. But I guess it's okay. There we go, okay. Yeah, I should note, actually, that this is, technically, I think this is still pre-release code. The game comes out, I think, February 20th, 2020 here. So this video is probably coming out on that day. But there may be some updates to it, even after I've played it here. Now here we've got a computer terminal that we can check out. We can purchase some services from hackers, which will give us various benefits. I'm going to go down to basic systems though, and I'm going to grab download security data. So this will give us some hints on our map as to where we might want to go to be able to find certain things. So that cost me 2,000 credits. You can somewhere, I believe, we can see our credits. Yeah, there we go. We've got 12,000 credits, and then there are some other resources that we'll talk about later. We don't need to worry too much about them right now. Beyond that, let's just keep going down the street. There are some various shops we should be able to find. This guy is just hanging out, I guess. We'll leave him be. By default, there's also head bobbing, but I've turned that off. Looks like she's just chilling out, but these guys appear to be enemies. I'm going to leave them alone for the moment. We've got a couple shops here. Yeah, what's your deal? So here we can buy some various sort of little chips or programs, I guess, that we can put in our gear. But I'm not going to buy anything because it costs me tech, which I don't have very much of at the moment. That's that resource there. So we'll leave this guy be. We could also sell some various things for some extra credits. Not going to worry about doing that right this second either. Let's go ahead and check out this shop here. This guy sells some other kind of programs. I don't have enough reputation to buy anything yet. We'll look at reputation when we go back to the base after this mission. For now, we'll just keep on moseying along here. We got to go this way, and I guess we will have to deal with these enemies down here. I want to get a little bit closer this time, if I can. Yeah, I thought we might get in a fight. If you get too close, they'll just engage you, and I think if you engage them, you get a bit of an initiative advantage, typically. So, yeah, it's best if you do that. I did forget to change the combat from fast combat, but we'll get a chance to look at that in a sec. So we're going to mark her, we're going to shoot her, and she's toast. The little Baldur's Gate reference. Yeah, we got a little robot following us around named Ego. And Ego is like how we're seeing the field. We're actually in the command base, and then we're seeing everything through the eyes of Ego here, who's yeah, just helping us out, and has some little quips every now and again. There we go, we stun that guy with our stunning shot. And I think we'll just shoot this guy a few times to take him out. Let's see, what do you got here? Torment? I don't think we need that. I think just a regular shot is good here. And
we kicked its ass.
Yeah, expect many references. In fact, my agency, I think, has like the Star Trek symbol as its emblem. Oh, well, this I was not expecting. Oh, I didn't even realize these guys were enemies. Can I shoot you from here? I suppose I can. I can. I'm gonna shoot you in the leg, I think, like that, and then we'll just try to do some AoE attacks here. Let's see, what is this? Special effect. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. Characters have special abilities that they come with sometimes. I don't want to go too. I don't want to go too far into it. Yeah, she does talk a lot, which may, I think, get on some people's nerves after a while. I haven't played the game enough for that to be an issue just yet.
And that was the last one. Can we go now? We have a mission to complete in case you've forgotten.
I have not forgotten. So we're going to grab this. So every time, well, maybe not every time, but a lot of the time when you finish a combat, you'll get a little something afterwards. Now, let me just go ahead and let's turn that off. Yeah, you can have head bobbing on, but I turn that off just because I think the game looks maybe a little smoother that way. Now, what was this thing I was looking at here? What are you? Oh, I think this is the entrance to the mission. That's fine. We don't need to explore every little thing on the street. There's I think just another shop or two typically. And I wasn't really planning on buying anything anyway. But yeah, the idea is when you're on the street, you can go to those shops, and then when you find the mission elevator, you will start the mission. And so here we go. We've got some info about the Hive. There are a bunch of different areas that you can go through, but this is the one that you start in. And our mission is essentially to find the weapon blueprint. And because we went to that kiosk or terminal a little bit earlier, we've got some improvements to our map. So if we go here, you can see we don't have the squares explored, but we can see like there's some enemies here. Looks like a door there. There's something over there. And then some more enemies here and a bunch of crap down this way. So I'm going to go to the east first, I guess. And you can also see turn 98 down here. That's basically how many steps we've taken. Like turning doesn't matter, but if you take a step, you can see down here, turn 99. That may come into play with some missions, I'm guessing. But I don't think that this is one of them so far. Alright, let's take a look at what we got here. So yeah, as I said, I think the maps are randomly generated. This is fairly similar to one that I just had. So maybe they aren't, but like I said, I think that they are.
I wonder if the battery power you use is being deducted from your salary, since you're not using it to regenerate your shields. What do you mean you don't get a salary?
Yeah, that's actually true. We don't have to worry about paying our agents. So we got a guy down here 12 meters away. I think our best bet, I fought one of these before, he's going to come to us. So we're going to fight him from here.
Should I make an epic comment? Really? Can't I limit myself to a more dignified silence?
I'm starting to wish that you would, only so you'd stop interrupting me for a second. So if we actually look at this guy, go to combat hacking, I think he's got, yeah, beholder here. You can use as much hacking as you want during a given round, I believe, just kind of based on how much battery power you have. But if we look at this guy, he is a cyborg. He's got some various stats. And we can also look at his drones here. Now, maybe there's a more advanced version of this that tells us kind of what abilities they might have. But for now, we don't know what they are, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and do a blast here, though, I think. Essentially, this guy's drones are going to kind of defend him, which is maybe not ideal for us. You're out of range. So instead, you're going to go ahead and recharge some shields, rather than do absolutely nothing. And yeah, there you go. So those drones are guarding, and actually they're a little bit far away, which is not ideal for me, but I think what happens is if we attack you now, zap. I think I was thinking that the drones were going to guard him, but maybe they're too far away. I'm not sure. At any rate, I'm not going to complain. Kablam. And you know what? Kablam. Toasted. So now the drones are going to come up. I assume the drones will attack me. But I'm not too worried about that. We will just shoot you, or we'll just miss. Either way, you know how it goes. Let's try this. And there we go. He's irradiated, so now our single shot here is going to get a 25% damage boost if we hit. Which we did. There we go, yeah. So you can see they're kind of protecting each other. Splitting some of the damage, I think. But it's not going to really matter too much. I'm going to mark that guy, I guess. And then she can shoot this one. Ooh, big miss. And then you will shoot this one. And I think we'll just go down the line here. Resisted our irradiation, not a big deal really. And there you go, that guy's roasted and toasted, as is this guy, just like so. And there we go, we got some extra resources that we can take home with us, assuming we succeed the mission. I gotta say, I do like that that ranged sort of combat.
Managed to supply the hive with electricity and other services if the place is officially uninhabited.
I do like the range combat portion of things. Gives a little bit more sort of strategy, I guess, than you would otherwise get in a game like this. I think there's something I can loot here. Yeah, here we go. So there we go. We got a little bit more stuff. There's actually also a scanning mode that Ego can do for you that will highlight some stuff. I'll show that off, I think, on the other side of things. I think we're kind of done on this side, actually. Yeah. By the looks of it, we are. So we'll just go this way. And no, you can't throw yourself off the off the railing here. So don't bother trying. I've already done that for you. Alright, I just like to explore all the map. Just a habit of mine.
As the sage said, he who wishes to fight must first count the cost.
If you say so. I wonder if she said that because I was near some enemies. At any rate, let's just continue on this way a little bit. We'll just see what's in here. Seems like perhaps not a whole lot. There is actually a door here. So I guess I've avoided those enemies. I'm not going to avoid them. I want to go fight them. Even if we found the object we're looking for, we could still explore the map afterwards. But while we're here, we may as well go for it. Okay. So you, I think, give me a mark on this guy. I don't know if it matters what body part we go for when we're doing a mark or not. But we're going to AoE these guys a bit. It looks like we missed him. We're going to AoE some more. Alright, so this guy's moved up. Not a problem. This other guy's going to move up. Owie. My face. And then you, let's just shoot this guy like that, I think. Very nice. And then we will just continue with our AoE strategies. There are different skills that you can give your guys, but you can only have 4 at a time. Alright, what else we got? So you're almost down. I think you, once you get to go again, can take this guy out for me. Ooh, you missed. That's alright. We'll do more AoE. Luckily, we can't hit ourselves with our own AoE. And there we go. They're both down. They should both be done, I think.
Humans cooked my ancestors in their homes and used them to set their oven timers. Isn't that strange?
And there we go. Okay. We're good. So it seems like there was just a fight in here, which is fine. Moving right along, we'll pop over this way and get through this this door here. So we've got something here, battery power. So I think if I use some like shield recharge. See, I don't actually need to really do this because he has the ability to do it for free in combat, but if I do it outside of combat here, I can use some battery power to recharge my shield. Just like so. And so there we go, you can see he's back up to full shields, missing some battery power, but if I click on this, everybody gets battery power. So there you go, very handy to have. Alright, so where do we want to go? Let's take a look. Looks like we probably want to go to the south. So we're going to go through here first instead. And yeah, this is different. This wasn't here last time. What do we got here? Just a box. You can actually also look around. I'm just holding the middle mouse button here. I have changed my controls, but that isn't one of them.
Can we go a little faster? I'd like to get home before the Chrono Ball Championship final begins.
No, we can't go any faster. I'm very sorry about that, Ego, but the people need to know some details.
I feel a disturbance in the force. I mean, my sensors are detecting something important in this room.
Haha. So there you go. There's the scanning. If we do it maybe a little longer, I don't know if that matters. No, you just push it once. But since we have the map thingy that we bought, you know, it doesn't really seem to matter too much. So I think that's actually what we want right there. So let's get into this. Oh no, this is actually what we want. So there we go, mission completed. We can either keep exploring or return to the agency. I'm going to keep exploring for a second here. What is that? Ah, here we go, a little mini game. So we're going to extract sort of like one of those little chips I was talking about earlier that we can use to upgrade our guys. So he's got the best hardware skill. So we'll go ahead and do this. It's a very simple mini game here. We just need to click when these little threads here are in this square. It's actually a little harder than it than it looks, in my opinion. But let's go ahead and begin. And then you can see the device heat down here. If that had filled all the way up, whatever we're dealing with would have melted, and we would have lost the opportunity to get this item. Almost blew it there. I'm not very good at that one. I'm not really very good at any of them, but beyond that, we've also got this. This is like a memory echo or something. I actually haven't looked at these. I did get one in the last mission, but we'll try and get this. And I'm guessing this is going to be like some kind of world building thing. So there we go. It does cost battery power as well to do like hacking to get those SPU items, like the item we just got. But we'll go for this. This is an interesting little mini game as well. So we need to match basically what Ego is telling us here with what's over here. And if we click the wrong thing, we get a little bit of a penalty. So TELC, we want that one there. We need that one. That's the one. Data stream for pop.tlc. Yeah, there we go. Okay, not too bad. Interesting little matching game.
Learning to interact with primitive circuits. Be careful. Their simple minds could have an effect on you.
I imagine that that will get a lot harder in time. In fact, we can also check this out. We actually don't need to be quite so close to things to interact with them as well. But we got one more mini game here that we can do. I think it's gonna be the same as the one we just did. But we'll try. Oh my god. It's a nice item, but there's a 0% chance I'm gonna get this. Yeah, not gonna happen. I need a little bit more practice at that. That's pretty crazy. All right, well, beyond that, I think that is everything for this particular mission. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of sort of how the flow of the game goes. Let's return to the agency. We'll see our stats. You can see we took a little bite out of their influence in the area. Nobody died. I'm playing the game on normal. There is a harder difficulty setting and an easier one as well. And you can see all the various items we got. We've got some additional credits and tech that we got from fighting enemies and searching the area. And then this is just our mission rewards. And everybody's going to level up too by the looks of it. So this is something that'll be new to me, but we'll check it out. Okay, this is all of our stuff. I did do some research in the base here before I went on the mission, so I got a little bit of a bonus available when I make a new agent. We'll go over this stuff. All right, so this is the director. I believe she's going to give us some story missions every once in a while. I guess beyond that, I really don't know much about it. But let's see. I have a rather sensitive assignment for you. Freelance Fixers asked us to hack into the Gunina nanotech network and deploy a virus. Please pay attention. We have a limited amount of time to complete this mission. All right, very well. So that'll be in my list of missions that I can get. Now, here in the director's office, we get kind of an overview of just how many bonuses we have to various things. Not really a whole lot to see there. This is one of our sort of NPC helpers, I guess. You get introduced to some of these people in the tutorial, or like when you first, come into the office. But yeah, let's take a look at our quarters here. This is where our various agents are, and they've just ranked up. So let's level one of them up. Each one of them does have a different class. We have an infiltrator, a drifter, and a soldier. She's kind of a longer range damage dealer, I guess is the way to put it. And oh, here we go. To promote, we go down here. So let's see. It's kind of like a little bit of an XCOM-y deal as far as your soldier management goes, which is always welcome. So let's see what we have. We have to pick an archetype here. I think there are various different things that you can get here, but yeah, you have some classes have different choices than others in this sort of rank up system, I believe is how it works. Anyway, so let's take a look here. Vanguard archetype. So critical hit gives 100% chance to activate 50% vision for another squad member. This is suffering damage gives a 20% chance to activate plus 15 attack for another squad member. And we have tactician. Gives additional crit chance against enemies with full HP. Interesting. I feel like she probably crits a lot, but again, I don't really know what vision does. It doesn't really matter, but just for the sake of example, sure, we'll give her a Vanguard ability. And then as she ranks up, she'll get some various other advantages. Now, yeah, I went over her class, so she's a bit of a long-range damage dealer. The Drifter here is more of a support class, good at like hacking and hardware and stuff like that. And then has not maybe as good damage output for sure, but some other interesting support abilities to set other people up for good damage. And so yeah, you can see he's got some different stuff. He's got Striker, Brawler, and Tactician. But he's got different things that he's gaining from being a Tactician, or from presumably from being a Brawler or a Striker here. Yeah, I think that's interesting. He's probably not going to crit too much. Just a hunch anyway. Disorders are sort of permanent debuffs, or could become permanent debuffs, but they're things that you got to manage in your soldiers. I haven't dealt with any. But yeah, we'll give him Tactician, sure. And just to check out the soldier real quick, so he's kind of a decent damage and also has some decent defense. A little bit of an all-rounder, so he can be a striker, a defender, or a tactician. Crit chance, he gives somebody plus 10 defense. Let's see, suffering damage. Give someone else more initiative. And enemies hit or stunned if their HP is lower than 25%. That's kind of interesting. I'll tell you what, I'll give you that one. Alrighty, so we can do a bit more here. You can customize your agents with different names, should you so choose, and you can change their border color. I haven't really bothered to worry about that too terribly much, aside from the border color, just to sort of tell people apart a little bit better. You can retire an agent and just get him out, because you have a limited number of slots. You can also check out their various stats here, should you so choose. And that includes some things like their weapons, for example, which you can upgrade in time. I just don't have the tech researched just yet. You can also slot in different things into their weapons. So, for example, if I put this in his weapon, he'll get plus 2 attack and plus 5 crit chance. But if I gave him a head implant, then this would have a different effect. So there you go. Now we can do that for other characters as well. I don't have any implants on anybody, but I do have enough money to actually give someone one, should I so choose. I'm not going to do that here. But the character customization definitely seems to be pretty in-depth, which I like quite a lot. Beyond that, we've got various skills that we can have, so if I wanted to, I could switch out his skills to give him something that I think maybe would be better for the squad that he's in, or maybe the enemies I expect to see on a given mission. We've got some options, and I assume that there will be more. I know that you can upgrade skills. I don't know if a class gets more skills per se or not. I haven't really gotten far enough to know that. But this is something I was going to talk about earlier. So when an agent is cloned, because that's how you sort of create your guys, they get a special ability. And so in his case, if he crits, he gets a 100% chance to activate a remove all debuffs benefit for somebody else in the squad. But if we were to look at, say, Philippe here, our Drifter, his special ability is to give somebody else 10% base damage if he manages to get a crit. Now you also see trauma, disorders, and shades. I have no idea what shades are. Traumas are from physical injuries, so if somebody takes too much damage, they have like a certain pain threshold you can see down here. And once that gets up high enough, they'll get a trauma. If you don't heal the trauma in time, back in the base here in the health center, that trauma will become permanent, and then maybe that becomes a shade. I'm not really sure. And then detox, sort of a similar idea, except has more to do with drugs and stuff like that. There are some classes that use drugs. I'm not exactly sure how they work though. But let's go to the cloning center here, because I just unlocked some new stuff here. So if I wanted to make a new agent, I can. And since I have more reputation, I have a new class available as well. So each time you make an agent, they're going to be a little bit different. So you can see their stats. Their stats are, I believe, going to end up somewhere in this range. But as the game says, because the cloning tech isn't perfect, you never quite know what you're going to get, and their special abilities seem to be random. But let's see, a splicer here is an agent that is a healer. So why don't we make a splicer real quick, just to check out the character creation. We'll go with this. Let's see, we've got some various skills that she can have here. A lot more support skill options than the other classes, which I guess makes some amount of sense. So I'm not going to go too in depth with these, but we'll give her like cheap shots. And it's not entirely clear by this interface, but yeah, you get to pick 4 skills. But we can go back and change these at any time, as far as I know, in that other screen that I showed you previously. Let's see, she's got 2 neurostimulator skills. That's a little weird. Oh, I think this is because there's a thing called skill mastery, right? So when a agent goes on a mission and completes a mission, they have a chance to master a skill. And when a skill is mastered, I guess you can maybe give it to a class that may normally not have access to it. That's an interesting idea. Why don't we back up for a sec? So I think our drifter was the guy who mastered the skill. So what if I made a soldier? No, that's not how it works. I'm not sure how it works. So, yeah, I guess that'll be something you have to figure out on your own. But, yeah, mastery is something that exists. I just don't know how it works. Oh, no, I see. It's, this one's not quite as good as this one. So we can give her the mastered version of the skill, but it will cost us. I see. Okay, so anyway, let's continue with the character creation. It's not terribly important here, so we'll give her that, give her one of those. And sure, let's give her the mastered skill to see how things go here. Now, on top of the skills, we also have various DNA benefits that we can give people. And these are unlocked via research, which I'll show you in a bit. To start with, you only have the normal DNA, but should we choose, we can give her this advantage for apparently 5,000 credits here, and she'll get 10% base damage right off the bat. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then here we just kind of have our final cost. Go ahead and create clone. And there you go. One brand new splicer hot off the cloning press. And yeah, apparently there's a little bit of nudity in the game, so how about that? Nothing too untoward though, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's see, we've made our agent. Let's take a look at some other stuff in here. We've got our cyber graveyard for agents that have died. Should we, or maybe not just died, but also retired. Not far enough into the game to have to worry about that. Is there anything else here that I need to worry about? No, I think that's just going to be the way it is until the next mission finishes, probably, because we got the new DNA. But we can also check out our research center. So there are 5 different chains of research that you can pursue. I had just finished up this one, and typically different research projects are going to take a certain amount of time to complete. So this one was 1 week. If I were to go and research a new strain of DNA mutation, you know, I could give somebody some radiation resistance, but it would take a week to do that. So why don't we try something different? I can build, research some additional stuff as far as our healing stuff goes. I can get some training. And you unlock different levels of research based on your reputation, which you get from different missions, from what I can tell. So this would allow me to upgrade attack skills to the next tier. So yeah, there you go. Research that. And it'll take 1 week to complete. Can I research multiple things at once? I don't know. The answer appears to be yes. So you can research some different projects, to be able to give your guys an advantage in the field. And so after I complete another mission, these will be done. Because each mission takes 1 week. And sort of regarding the sort of timeline of the game, the story mode gives you 75 weeks to basically defeat the 4 CEOs of the various corporations we're trying to sort of harass and take down. But there is an endless mode as well. If we go back to the main menu, you could see that, you know, when you make a new game, you can either choose story mode or endless mode, and endless mode, I assume, lets you just play as much as you want. As far as the other thing that we did get an echo here, which is stuff that we'll find over time. And again, I assume this is sort of like some world building stuff. Let's take a look at one of them. I think maybe that's the first one I got, but I have no idea. Level of risk 80%. But I can spend more tech to reduce the risk. Let's just try it and see what happens. Aw, what a bummer. 90% or 90 out of 100 integrity, but we don't have enough tech to try again, so I suppose you'll have to see that in your own playthrough. At any rate, that is a little bit of a look at Conglomerate 451. Very interesting game. I think I definitely like what I'm seeing as far as the the depth of the character customization, and the combat is interesting. Like I said before, especially with the ability to engage enemies at range. There's one thing we didn't see, like if you engage enemies from behind, you get to go first every time, which can be useful. You can move in combat, which is cool. It's sort of like, it's almost like a little bit of like a Wizardry 8 sort of thing, in that sort of turn-based framework. Beyond that, it's Cyberpunk stuff, which is always fun to see, at least for me. I enjoy the whole Cyberpunk setting, and the game's definitely looks pretty good. So yeah, there you go. Conglomerate 451. Let me know what you think about it, and I will see you next time.